Hitler died in the bunker on April 30th, 1945.
Could Adolf Hitler have gotten out of Berlin, and how did he do it?
How did he enter Argentina?
What is going on, everybody? We are late and me. Thank you, Clifton, for putting that. Welcome to another episode of Hunting Hitler. And yes, as Andy said, we will possibly find Mustache Man's bidet. And I'm very excited about it. With that being said, what's up there, Clifton? How you doing, man?
Hey, man. Doing all right.
Outstanding.
Looking forward to this. This was actually a pretty good episode.
All right, yeah. And she's in the chat, but she's looking for her sunglasses. She found them. She's a random fisherman.
Hi, everyone. Got my thermos as well.
Do I need
So,
do I just call you random?
My soup today.
Do I just
Got
call
my
you
fishing rod though.
fisherman?
But that.
We were going to say hi to the chat. Kathleen Whitley says, "Hello, Cliff." You gotta give us a hello there, man. It's just a thing now.
Hello there.
It's getting really good. And Anna says, "Hail, sailors." And so, yes, we have, for everybody lurking on all platforms, thank you for being here. You don't have to chat, just enjoy the show, and we're going to get into the show. We got a couple good shows for you today. Later on Rumble, of course. Anna, why don't you plug that now, and then we'll do it at the end too.
We're gonna be watching The Crow, the 1994 film with Brandon Lee. May he rest in peace, at 10 p.m. GMT. And just keep in mind that your clocks went backwards. So if you're in Europe, it's still gonna be 10 p.m. GMT for us in Germany, and 11 p.m. CET. But also after this, if I can, I'm gonna be joining Adam the Renaissance Nerds. Stream with Hollywood Scholar talking about sweet baby bullshitters.
They just can't keep their foot out of their mouth.
Nope.
It just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
It's like it's a decade ago. It's Gamergate 2.0. Like, really? It's just funny watching the quarter and be able to bring back gamer, because it's like it's so nonsensical. But all right, let's get into it. Andy says, "Oh, but we love to harass chat with y'all." Well, there's only one person who gets harassed, and that's the way it's supposed to be, because I am the biggest goober on every panel, pretty much, unless Dermy's on.
Well, actually, you're in charge today because I'm just a random fisherman. So.
Oh, am I in charge today?
Yeah, I'm just chilling, on a boat.
All right, let's go to the boat. All right, this actually is a good episode, but yeah, there's a lot of randomness on a boat.
It's very easy to think that this is just a beautiful place full of beautiful people. But the city holds a seriously dark secret. Hundreds of Nazis came here at the end of World War II. Senior SS generals, Auschwitz's Angel of Death, and more than likely, the leader of the Third Reich, Adolf Hitler himself. He could have found refuge here and stayed in this place, the Unanka House.
We better not go there, I don't know.
Well, I think we will go there.
I almost actually kind of feels like I wish you. I don't know. I kind of feel like he's kind of mean to that guy. But I guess he had to be a little forceful. But the guy was just trying to help, like, kind of like, dude, I don't know if you really want to poke at this. Andy says, "Gay the I'm on a boat, Lonely Island song." Is that a song?
I can't be singing because I don't want to attract attention and scare the fish away.
Yeah, exactly.
No guitar, no singing.
Nope.
All right. Sorry, guys, I tried. Nope, that's the wrong one. Gosh darn it. I'm going to skip the intro. Nobody cares. Los
The
Angeles.
evidence keeps stacking up that this would have been a route Hitler would have taken had he fled.
CIA veteran Bob Baer and war crimes investigator Dr. John Sensich have used recently declassified FBI files to ascertain if Hitler could have escaped Germany, fled to Spain, and boarded a U-boat in the Spanish port town of Vigo that arrived off the coast of Argentina 3 months later.
Hitler could have left Vigo, Spain.
Why are you laughing?
I'm trying to see where it's like. No, never mind. I'm just figuring it's scary.
She's blending in, you know,
Yeah.
not to be seen.
Like, if you lean back, like, wait, does mine really do it? Not really. Mine follows me.
That's why, yeah, Clifton uses OBS.
Yeah.
Are you using OBS?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I tried to set it up and it worked for me for a little bit, and then it kind of just stopped working on StreamYard. I don't know why.
I don't know how to do the OBS StreamYard thing, especially when playing video games, because apparently you can be on StreamYard camera-wise, but overlay it with OBS so you can play a higher resolution game. Because if you try to just screen share it, it's horrid.
Yeah.
That's for Andy Pickle. It does. That meme where Homer's like, nope, not here. Oh, now it works. What the hell?
Now you broke it. Took the joke too far.
What we have in Argentina is a team that's looking for the possibility there's a scuttled U-boat here. They've been looking for days. We found what we thought could have been a piece of a U-boat, but the weather's coming in, so we need to
She's
keep
off the
digging.
way gone.
My problem is the distance from Vigo up here down to Argentina in a U-boat.
It's just a
Look at these
floating
things.
thermos.
It's not someplace you would like to spend a couple weeks underwater. These are like big coffins. So he needs an intermediate stop, and that would be the Canary Islands off North Africa, which is in a way a no man's land.
On the Spanish Canary Islands, the team uncovered evidence that some locals were secretly supporting the Nazis during the war.
Is he telling me there was an Enigma machine?
A nearby network of tunnels less than a mile from the sea were rumored to be arming and resupplying German U-boats during the war.
He's telling me that there was in the island storage for torpedoes, some tunnels.
Could a U-boat have been resupplied in the Canary Islands, and could Adolf Hitler have used that?
It's pretty probable since you found, 4 Enigma machines, which is what the lovely National Socialists used to encode their stuff.
Yeah.
So that the Allies couldn't read it. Now, actually, we ended up actually breaking it because we found we basically tricked them and boarded several stranded U-boats pretending to be the enemy and then just overpowering them.
Wasn't there a movie a couple of years ago?
It was probably it was like 2005 or 2006 called U-571. Pretty sure it was like 2005.
Okay, I thought it was more recent.
Yeah, it actually chronicles at the end of the movie, like, so it's not based on actual fact, but it's kind of taken of what they did and made it into a movie. But at the end of it, they actually show you like all the U-boats that actually did overpower and steal the Enigma machine. So
Location
it's a good movie. It's got Matthew McConaughey. All right. It's got Bill Paxton. Rest in peace.
to make his way to South America.
Let's get Lenny and Gerard.
That's you just. Oh no, not the kitty. Cat looks mad. Cat looks mad. The one with the hat on.
Yeah, got sailor cats with me.
In these tunnels, see what they can find.
This whole myth of Spanish neutrality is just blown away for me.
Former U.S. Marshal Commander Lenny DePaul and heavyweight investigative journalist Gerard Williams make their way to the network.
Is that a comment on his weight? Hi, kid. I don't think they'd ever call him a heavyweight investigator before. And he says a good movie shows it. I think he means it's a good movie, and they show, yeah, pretty much how they did it. And it was just by finding stranded U-boats, and but they couldn't fail, because if they found out that they had, they were trying to steal the Enigma machine, then it'd be kind of, they'd change their whole codes. And obviously the U.S. had code talkers. We actually used the Navajo language, and they could never break that. So that's cool. Another movie shows a codebreaker machine, which is called First Computer. Guy named Alan Turing. All right, I didn't know that.
Is that the one with Benedict Cumberbatch?
I don't know. I've only ever really seen
British
any of
were
this.
pretty good code breakers. There was the whole story about them breaking one of the Nazi codes. That was very hard to break.
Yes, The Imitation Game.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest, I haven't seen that many movies with Benedict Cumberbatch. I've only actually seen pretty much the Marvel movies he's been in, and what we'll say kind of passed for Star Trek. Kind of.
Yeah.
So.
Of tunnels that allegedly aided Hitler and his U-boat journey to Argentina.
All the intel that we gathered here says the tunnels were specifically built for the Navy. The Navy kept their ammunition here. They kept their torpedoes. There's 7 kilometers of tunnels. That's enormous. And who supported it? Was it the Germans or was it General Franco? We need to find out either way.
Local journalist Javier Duran is the man responsible for exposing the hidden tunnels, and has managed to get the team access to the site.
Okay. This
That's
is on a
huge.
completely different scale. Look at the size of this blast door.
Yeah, I see.
What's that, 8 inches of steel?
Wow. We're getting past that thing. It's solid.
And this is, I mean, seriously, military engineering from the 40s.
What is it? Esto es un sistema de ventilación mecánica.
So it's a mechanical ventilation system. It's pretty intricate.
Is a ventilation system.
Yeah.
El manejo de explosivos de pólvora.
These rooms were isolated rooms to manipulate explosives. Here, see the lip? So you're making a proper airtight seal when you close this.
Were Franco and Hitler in conversation about this place so they could protect the island, the Canary Islands?
O sea, Hitler estaba muy preocupado.
Of course, Hitler was really worried that Allied forces could invade the Canary Islands. So the next strategic point close to Africa and the entrance of Europe is here.
Although Spanish dictator Francisco Franco kept his country neutral during World War II, he remained loyal to the Nazi regime that had helped him rise to power during the Spanish Civil War. In 1940, Franco met with Hitler in Onday, France, to
was doing so good. Yeah, so he not really neutral, especially since he helped put him into positions of
discuss
power.
Hitler using the Canary Islands as a base. It's believed that Franco offered this gesture as a concession for never officially joining the Axis powers.
36-39, the Civil War in Spain. Your economy is a complete mess in 39. Something like this costs millions of dollars to build. Who paid for this?
Officially, all this was built with Spanish money.
Look at this, John. Aha!
Aha! That's how you
go.
carry your torpedoes.
There's the hoist. There's the hoist, runs the entire length of the tunnel. Look at that. All the way down.
They'll carry lots of ammunition. In the early 40s, Spain has a really small navy. We've been in a room that could hold hundreds of torpedoes. Well, the only submarines that are in these waters that need torpedoes are Nazi submarines. It just goes on forever.
Yeah, it's quite the complex.
It's amazing, Nick. This is just too big for Spain in those days. It's got to be meant for somebody else, or it's got to be meant for Spain and a friend. And we know who that friend is. That friend is Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party.
Do you think that those tunnels are like a tourist spot?
The way they were locked up, I'm probably going to go with no.
Maybe it was on a weekend, like on a Sunday, and closed. Because it's a pretty impressive site.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they can just, if they don't want it to be known about, they can just wall it up like they did with everything else. So
possibly. I mean, that is a possibility. It's just by the way that guy kind of made it sound, because he's the one who discovered them, right? You know, and kind of uncovered what was behind them. It just kind of sounds to me, especially with the serious gate work in the lock, like that they don't want anybody in there ever.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, who does Spain still own the Canary Islands?
yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, didn't in a previous episode when they went to that castle or whatnot, remember? Like they were kind of all hush hush about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Good question. It's an excellent question. Let's try to Google it.
Spain didn't have U-boats. They didn't have the kind of resources available to build something like this. And clearly, the Germans came in and built this for them. I don't care whose name the title was in. It was a German base.
These tunnels, they're far too expensive for the Spanish government, but we don't even have to look at the money. All we have to do is look at common sense. Why would the Spanish government develop an infrastructure for submarines when they don't have any submarines?
I think what we've established here, to my satisfaction, is that a U-boat could have been taken care of. Now, the question is, what would have happened to Hitler? I mean, we're not talking about he landed there for a couple hours. We're talking possibly weeks. They didn't move him in one of these tunnels to recuperate in the tunnel. I can tell you that. Hitler was not the Unabomber that lives out in a shack in the forest and turns off the electricity.
Yes, and on top of that too, as we know, Germany was extremely wealthy after basically raiding and pillaging and stealing everything to fund its war. There's actually still Nazi gold in the in the Swiss bank, the Swiss National Bank. It's still there.
Yeah. And there's more gold that they're finding in the bottom of lakes and shit like that. So.
Yeah. And the Swiss bank will not allow anybody to go near the said Nazi gold to investigate it. So they're still holding on to that secret. Yeah. Yeah, it's under lock and key still.
The Swiss are so neutral.
Yeah. Feeling all that neutrality. It's like...
You're taking somebody who is leading the Third Reich, and you have to protect him. What we need to do is spread out.
Andy, that seems to be kind of across the board when it comes to everything. Like even our country is kind of was hiding all of this, right? It was all top secret until what is up, Paul? Power Couch Nation.
Hadouken!
Hey.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, because until this was declassified in 2015, I think they started 2014. By Obama, and it was just done under executive order, unclassifying a bunch of paperwork. So I don't think they specifically dug through all of it.
Yeah.
So it just kind of seems like
I can't find where this place is. Did they say the exact location?
It's Fortaventura.
Oh no, that's the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cofete, I think.
Hold on, let me see. I'm back up.
Or was I wrong? I don't know.
U-boat tunnels.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, look at the Summer of Love. I mean, they were tearing down statues and renaming schools and just like just because you don't like your history, if you hide from it, you're doomed to repeat it. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand this in today's world. I'm backing up. Okay, so it is.
I can't find it. I know about the thing that they're going to show, that the villa thing.
Canary Islands. They usually say the name.
This whole myth of Spanish neutrality is just blown away for me.
Former U.S. Marshal Commander Lenny DePaul and heavyweight investigative journalist Gerard Williams make their way to the network of tunnels that allegedly aided Hitler and his U-boat journey to Argentina.
All the intel.
It's very odd they're not saying the name. I wonder if because usually when they show the city view like this, that's where they put the name. They usually put the name like right about here and say where it's at.
Well, maybe because it's on private land or something, they don't want people to go
Could be.
see it.
But then
Or-
that would make sure that we know that it's not a tourist attraction there.
And also that I'm assuming it's probably government land, and they don't want anybody going there.
Or maybe it's dangerous.
Possible. Definitely possible. I don't know. It's very interesting. But yeah, like where the city usually shows the skyline of the city, they usually put the name in there, and they didn't put the name. They just said they focused on the Canary Islands, and that was it. So
Yeah.
it's a little suspicious.
In here from the OSS of what the OSS are calling obnoxious Germans. This OSS document relates specifically.
Damn it, Clifton, stop being obnoxious.
What? I'm trying not to.
He says obnoxious Germans.
Yeah.
What's up, CLS? How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
Hello.
Hey.
Specifically to Gustav Winter.
And Anna, if you need to bounce to be there on time, I get it, because they start at like noon, so in about 20 minutes.
No, I talked to Adam. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows, but thanks.
Oh, and also Grimsbar.
What's up, Grimsbar? Indians that
shit,
don't
I'm
pay
undercover.
taxes.
Fishermen don't salute. Shit, sorry. Hi.
Grimsbar says Indians that don't pay taxes are to be excluded from appointment of representation. Well, as we know about the U.S. Native Americans, we give them money, and as somebody who's been through the Native reservations, they have some of the worst living conditions, and they unfortunately do it to themselves because they don't work. They're just, it's like going to San Francisco and seeing the druggies on the streets. They have no purpose in life but they have severe rates of drug addiction and alcoholism, and they just don't do nothing. And it's not a good life. It's not a good life. People need purpose. Yeah, no, I mean, because I have family in Phoenix, Arizona, so I drive through the Navajo Nation. You have to drive through it. There's no way around it. It's the quickest way to get to Arizona. So appreciate you stopping by, man. Thanks for Clifton obnoxious. Actually, Clifton is never obnoxious. If anybody's obnoxious, it's me.
That's
no,
like
Clifton.
an oxymoron, though. Like knowing all the Germans I know, they're the least obnoxious people. Like they're very straightforward and logical, whereas like compared to Americans.
Yeah, we're a rowdy bunch. Especially us military guys. Like you get a bunch of us together where we're our own worst enemy. So yeah.
It's not a term we use today, obnoxious, but what they're talking about is somebody on a terrorist watch list.
He was a German engineer in
See, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that before this. I was like, oh, I don't know if it's a different way of saying that. Well, technically she's incognito. She's just a random fisherman on a boat.
Yeah.
With cats behind her that wear hats.
And my thermos.
And her thermos. So
1930, he moved to the Canary Islands, where he built a villa, and certain aspects of his villa became a militarized zone under Franco.
Well, I mean, look, somebody going down to the Canary Islands, buying or leasing a peninsula, building a villa in World War II, we're talking about essentially a base.
It's a satellite Nazi base.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it.
Is it a place where Hitler could have received the rest and recuperation that he really needed?
Let's get Lenny and Gerard in there. Let's see what they can find.
Let's see if they show the name this time. No, I don't think anybody's allowed to go there. They still
No,
don't...
this is Castle Winter. I looked it up. It's a museum.
Is it?
So yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I stand corrected. Andy says random fisher. That's correct. Random fisher person. You got to be very inclusive here.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I don't care. I'll always used to say fisherman, and I'm going to continue saying it.
That's why we like Anna. She's no BS. we let Clifton doing the BSing.
The front of the house looks like something.
The look on your face, though. That was worth it.
Observation tower.
After an hour's drive,
Dude, you're so
through
funny without trying to be funny. You crack me up, man.
volcanic mountains, the team surveys 44 acres of land surrounding Villa Vinta.
You got one road in, one road out.
Okay, yeah, they just said it.
Yeah.
It's an isolated place.
Yeah, there's
Look how
nothing
this is
around
built.
it.
It's a fortress. They have vantage points on top of these mountains. I've hunted the worst of the worst. I've found them hiding in cabinets, behind trees, in tunnels. I would throw all that in the garbage to have a place like this if I was a fugitive.
Darn allergy, excuse
Desolate.
me.
There's nothing here.
I'm sorry, I completely
Perfect
disagree.
spot for a safe.
Like, okay, it's literally a fortress in the middle of nowhere. If you're looking for a fugitive, wouldn't you think, oh wow, there's a fortress and nothing around it? He's probably hiding in there. Then some
the
random
big evil
cave.
lair, yeah.
Yeah, like, come on.
It's probably easier to defend, though.
It's going to be a lot easier to defend because you can see for miles around it. So that's kind of the advantage. It's meant to be a fortress to keep secrets, not necessarily be 100% military strategic, because it doesn't really have walls. But no, and it has a very good point. Like, it's out in the middle of nowhere. If you were to spot it from an airplane, they would see you, but you'd also see them, and you'd be like, we got to go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think its sole purpose is just to be able to be basically to indicate when danger's coming from a long period, a ways away. But anyway, yeah.
House. A compound like that, if there was somebody in that house that I needed to pull out of there, it'd be almost impossible for me to get to without anybody knowing I was coming. For a fugitive, it's a fortress. Perfect place to hide.
Here's our first glimpse of the sea.
Tim Kennedy, ex-US Army Special Forces, and a team of world-renowned marine archaeologists are trying to verify eyewitness testimony, Argentine naval documents, and an FBI recording. They all potentially place a sunken U-boat in the area, which could have helped Adolf Hitler travel to this part of South America.
Holy crap.
After spending 10 days searching these waters, the team comes head-to-head with Mother Nature.
Yes, they do. It's wintertime.
Golly.
And you have to realize that this is going to be CLS says what made you think of reviewing this, Ryan? Just curious. I've actually always wanted to do a history panel of my friends that love history, so we can just talk about it and kind of inform people. And I kind of wanted to, the reason I thought of it is because of Game of Thrones. Since we reviewed Game of Thrones on Monday night, I'm like, why don't we just do it like that? I don't care about the copyright claims. I actually appealed. Only one stream got blocked. It's the one that we got taken down on, so like they doubly knew, right? Because
Yeah.
it's not like they found out after the fact, because a lot of times it'll go 12, 24 hours without getting a claim, and then all of a sudden it'll get hit. That's the only one that got blocked. I went to dispute it. They kicked it back, but that's usually just a bot doing that. And then, of course, I appealed it, and the History Channel, A&E actually, who owns the History Channel, actually released it, and I was like, all right, so they're cool with it, So, yeah, that's just but I think it's interesting because history, as we're seeing, is not always 100% correct. There are a lot of secrets. So
Yeah, there's a lot of ever since we started watching this, there's a lot of stuff that you learn in school and you just don't, you don't get the bigger picture about things.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think it's really cool getting like different cultural perspectives, and also different experiences as well that we've all had, obviously, of fishing boats and being in the military and living in Germany.
Yep. Which I've lived in Germany too. So, I mean, you get an American's perspective of living in Germany and kind of how hush our this stuff is, because a lot of it's still there. It's just, it's very covered up. Again, our main headquarters was for USER headquarters was Campbell Barracks, and it was it used to be basically a control station, basically for World War II, and the Eagles still stand on the gates. I mean, they drilled out the the swastika that they're standing on. They put USERA plaques over them, but once they were removed, you could see it was just drilled out. It just looks like it's standing on a hole, but used to be something there. So yeah. Anyway, no, it's just, and this is also just a fun show. It's kind of goofy in some ways, right? It's kind of like what Andy said earlier.
Have to make it for entertainment.
Yeah, they made it for entertainment. Hope to find Mustache Man's bidet this episode. Yeah, it's got some goof to it, but also at the same time, it's pretty cool. This is back when the History Channel was good. Now they just play Pawn Stars.
This is crazy water here. Swells, wind, white caps. It's a sailor's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
What would happen if we tried to put a boat out there?
The wind comes in this direction, and we try to go in like this. You would just...
We hit a breaker and come up?
Yes, and just...
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't even
would...
think you'd get past the surf.
Nope. So there's a certain time in the southern hemisphere, the closer you get to Antarctica, that the weather just turns horrendous.
Mhm.
Kind of think of it as it's almost kind of like hurricane season, on the eastern side of the United States. It just in the southern hemisphere. So it's why whenever you try to get to Antarctica, you have to go at a certain time of year because the weather is so bad. But real quick, Andy says, reminds me of an episode of Faulty Towers when they had German guests.
Yeah, it's
Cleese-
like in English with John Cleese, who's a comedian, and they had a lot of different shows back in the day. It was like a favorite of a lot of people, and he's pretty based, John Cleese.
I know this might be a kind of a goofy question. Have you guys ever seen the IT Crowd?
I know of it, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. Have you tried turning it on and off, off and back on again? Like is what that's literally like whenever. So they're like the IT guys at this job this company they hate, right? So and they're in the basement, and whenever they answer their phone, that's what he always says. He's like, "Have you tried turning it on and off and back on again?" And then like, yeah, no, it's hysterical, Andy. I think there's only like 3 or 4, maybe 5 seasons, but it's so good. That and Top Gear, the original Top Gear. There's only one Top Gear. All right, I'm done.
Get one wave over the side. The equipment's gone. More importantly, it's a safety issue for everybody on board.
Yeah, you capsize so easily.
It's just insane to go like this.
Got it. Where we are this time of year, it's getting colder, wind's getting harder, storms are going to be coming in. It's just getting rougher. We're grounded.
Yeah, this is what
All
the
right, let's
coasts
go.
of Florida look like
can't
before
do this stuff
when a
during
hurricane's on the way.
winter,
So like a tropical
winter's
storm.
here.
Yeah, the water gets rough.
I mean, same thing in England.
Yeah, you guys,
Like-
so what between France and what's that little stretch between France and
The La Manche?
Isn't it like some? Yeah, the English Channel. Thank you. That's what I
That's
was
the La
looking for.
Manche, yes.
Okay.
La
Isn't
Manche.
that like some of the roughest water in the world?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you go from Dover to Calais on like one of those big ships, it takes maybe like an hour or 2, but the whole big thing is just rocking. So when you're standing, you really have to grab onto something. It gets really bad.
Yeah, no, I know this because of the episode of Top Gear where they made the floatable vehicles, right? And they're all in Jeremy's little truck, like trucking across. They're like, wait, we're gonna go across like some of the choppiest water in the world on cars that float. They're like, I don't know about this, dude. Yeah, it was a great episode, but man, I wouldn't do that. No thanks. The Canary Islands.
Did
Yeah, look
you
how-
just say that, or did the voiceover guy say that?
No, I said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I do like radio voice. The Canary Islands. So, yeah, I got it from like that old like 90s movie announcers. This summer, are you ready for, and it's just, I don't know,
Yeah,
it's
you have the voice for it for sure.
Yeah, I've been told I have a good radio voice. I had a friend who her ex liked to listen to my video. Like he would listen to my videos like while he was working. He's like, he's got a great voice. And I'm like, really? My
Yeah,
voice
you do.
irritates me. I never re-listen to my videos.
And yeah, Andy, that's true. The English, the actual like tunnel that you go through, there's really good documentaries on how they built it, and the freaking thing that they drilled, the whole thing, like, oh my god, it's enormous.
Would you mind sending some of those documentaries to me? Because
It's
I'm
one
already.
of I think it's a History Channel or a Discovery one, where it's like the most amazing machines that people have ever built or something. You know that one? They talk about the Large Hadron Collider as well.
Yeah, there used to be a show on the Discovery Channel. It was called Modern Marvels. There's other ones. There's like different variations of those. Like I can't. I used to watch them all the time when I was younger. I mean, I was in like high school when a lot of these shows were on. But no, it is a feat of engineering. It's crazy. Yeah, I'd love to watch that.
We gotta go.
Not very much.
Lenny DePaul, Gerard Williams, and their local translator make their way.
See, I'm watching Modern Marvels right now, dude. You can actually find some of the episodes on YouTube, man. YouTube's got everything. Andy says our voices always irritate us because we don't hear ourselves the same as our recordings. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Towards a house once owned by Gustav Winter, a prominent name on the US government's Nazi watch list.
Villa Winters is built on 44.5 acres of Nazi
One of
land.
those obnoxious Germans.
They're searching for any evidence that could point to Hitler using this villa as a safe house to break up the grueling 7,000-mile U-boat journey.
Also, too, strategically, if you look at this,
Nazi land.
They're searching for any evidence that could point to Hitler using this.
If you look at this strategically, because it's like steps like this is actually well fortified, because it would basically take any foot troops that you'd have to funnel them this direction, and so you can actually fire from the top, and you have I have the high ground. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
And that's a legit thing. That's a legit thing when it comes to, that's why you put troops on top of walls and stuff like that.
Germans knew how to build castles.
Yeah, and fortresses.
Villa as a safe house to break up the grueling 7,000-mile U-boat journey from Europe to South America.
7,000 miles.
Like something out of a James Bond novel, you know? This is where the baddies lived.
Welcome to Villa Winter.
The team has been granted access by the current owner, a property developer who intends to demolish the villa to make way for a holiday resort.
Boo.
All right, look. See the glass?
Anna said something about they turned it into a museum.
It's a museum, so obviously somebody bought it from him or something. And
Or the government stepped in and stopped them. I'm massively I massively support the government stepping in and preserving stuff. Like Casa Bonita is a historical landmark in Denver. And I don't.
That's not a fortress, though.
No, it's not. But it's a very historic building. And it's but I support so like the Four Corners region where the Anasazi Indians and stuff like that, Mesa Verde. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's those are all historical. Those are protected, and they're in Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and it's so cool. I went there. Back when kids did cool stuff on class trips, we went there on like a camping class trip, and it was over a weekend. Signed permission slips and stuff, and we went down, took a bus down to the Four Corners. It was cool, it was super cool. All right, I'm talking too much. Shut up, Ryan.
I have no blueprints. I have nothing, so I have no idea exactly.
Who told you it was? It's the better question.
From that windows to the top roof, that is an electric lantern. Okay. So it's possible that they could have been using this to signal to U-boats offshore, give them a point of reference, and it's not a difficult idea to think that you could be taken by small boats for those U-boats and until here.
What goes on down here?
It is very interesting.
What was this place used for exactly?
A lot of rooms for many people to stay, no?
Here can live at least 10 people, all these rooms.
It's like a little dormitory.
I mean, what's this?
Kind of reminds me of a barracks. As somebody who's lived in one. It's kind of exactly what that looks like. It's a long hall, and it's usually got rooms on one side or both sides. Yeah.
What was down here?
I don't know. It's very strange.
It kind of reminds me of like a medical facility or something, you know, with the tile and the way it's set up in here.
Yeah, put an operating table in the middle. I mean, there are places where people can recuperate and recover and sleep and stay. This is an amazing safe house. If you've got a high-value target, you want to hide it somewhere, it's amazingly secure. So if you're a U-boat captain, it's a great place to aim for. And when people are arriving here exhausted or in need of some sort of medical help, they could rest here while a doctor treats them. This could be used to get high-ranking Nazi officials out of Germany and to safety.
See you, buddies. Thanks for stopping by, man. He says, I gotta go. Have a great stream. See you later for Star Trek. No Star Trek today. But Anna, we're doing on her Rumble, Anna's Gameland. So go to watch for it on Twitter. I know you're on Twitter, dude. So we're all gonna be reviewing The Crow. So yeah, should be resuming Star Trek next week. I'm gonna talk to the crew and make sure everybody's on board for it. See if maybe, because Samuel's still dealing with some stuff, maybe if he's gonna kind of wrap it up. Because obviously we didn't do Screaming Into the Void yesterday. So, see you, man.
Just before you restart playing the episode, Andy mentioned something about look at the Maginot Line, which was a fortification built in the 1930s by France along the border with Germany after the First World War. Obviously, they wanted to, in case there's another invasion, protect themselves. So, but the thing is, it didn't work when Hitler decided to invade because it was more like a trench and not really. So it's a bunker built for $9 billion in today's dollars, 208-mile long line with fortresses, underground bunkers, minefields, and gun batteries. Wow. And still it failed.
Yep.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Yep.
Wow. That's pretty hefty too. But then again, I don't know.
I mean,
man.
the French paid for it with all the stuff they took out of Germany. So I mean,
yeah, that wasn't cool. What was done to Germany after World War One? It's kind of heinous, in my opinion.
I mean,
they lost, right? You know, now there's I understand wanting to get something out of it, but for the expenses and stuff. But what they did to Germany was just insanity.
that was just bleeding them dry, and really, I mean, that is a big part of how Mustache Man even rose to power.
Andy says they went through Belgium where there were no fortifications. That would make sense.
Yeah. Yep.
And Belgium's a very small country, so they probably went, nah, bro, we're not doing it. They're a very small country. Somebody who I was there for a little bit.
I mean, they did fight, I believe, the Belgians, but
I don't think it was very long.
But initially, when the Germans went through, they were like, we're just gonna no.
Well, also Belgium is a very multicultural country. That's why they have like different languages and everything, and they have different. When I went to Belgium, it was so easy to tell he was more of kind of like the German background, and he was the French, and he was the more, what do you call them? Yeah.
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 All right, back to the boat.
Villa Winter, it's perfect if you take somebody like Adolf Hitler who needs medical treatment, bring him here for however long. On top of this, you have a known Nazi living there. I think this is a huge clue.
If we look back at the FBI document that relates to
I don't know why the sound went out.
Ashore and Hitler, two women.
Bad codec.
a doctor, disembarked. You have Hitler with serious medical conditions, a medical facility at the Villa Winter. Then Hitler arrived by submarine, accompanied by a doctor. It's all aligned.
Between the tunnels for the U-boat and this house, this would be the perfect place for Hitler to recuperate on his way to Argentina.
Satisfied that Hitler could have used the Canary Islands as a transit point to South America, Bob shifts the focus to the other leg of the investigation, the hunt for a scuttled German U-boat.
Now we've got this team down in Argentina, which is run in a roadblock, and that's the weather. It's the winter's coming on. But I think what we really need to do is push on the investigation, at least for this winter.
I agree.
I'm convinced there's a U-boat out there. I want to come back when the weather's better and find that damn thing. In the meantime, the evidence for Hitler landing in Argentina is very strong.
Earlier in the investigation, the team on the ground in South America followed up on an FBI file and eyewitness testimony that reported Hitler unloading from a U-boat near the Argentinian port town of San Antonio Oeste.
She claims that from her kitchen window, she saw the submarine.
What happened to the sub?
I don't know.
The team also looked into prominent Nazi Geraldo Lausen, who had been operating in the area.
I'm firmly confident that Hitler very well could have
He's the
landed
guy
in San
that
Antonio.
was in a couple of episodes ago. He was also a German, a Nazi undercover who was like a big business guy in the area. So he had a lot of money, and his family was very rich.
Had his own bank and stuff, yeah. Like
Yeah, like his bank, and then he was like in the industry of like wool or something.
He was described as being part of the tip of the spear, which is basically, in their terms, a prominent, party member that is charged with spreading National Socialism throughout the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was a big deal. Yeah, but yeah, he made the very first bank in this
Doesn't
yeah.
remind you of anything that's happening today, especially right now? Big business spreading some ideology.
Yeah, it does.
They really took that as a playbook.
Yeah, well, when you wrote the playbook so well, and you have I don't know, a prominent individual in the United States who's, I don't know, in his late 80s, early 90s, whatever it is, has billions of dollars, donates to a lot of organizations to destabilize the U.S. And he was actively charged with helping, even though the way he saved his own life, because he was Jewish. He saved his own life by helping the Nazis hunt down Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Andy is asking. I think Clifton should answer this question.
I should about the about the beams. That was great. Yeah, no, they went down. The music was just so hyped. Everything we knew something was coming, and then they showed off some building beams.
I think it was only one as well, so there was no angle. It was just there
was two.
Yeah, there were two metal I-beams. Yeah, for building apartment buildings. So, like in a high rise or something.
Drywall or something.
Yeah, it was goofy.
Neil West Day. The question is, where did he go next? He's not going to sit here where he got off the U-boat, especially if it was scuttled. There's too much risk.
If we go to some of these other documents, one, an FBI document indicating that once this U-boat arrives in Argentina, there's a trip inland.
And he says, Rosas. I mean, I'll say his name. It doesn't bother me none. It's true. It's 100% true. You can literally look this up on the internet right now. George Soros helped hunt down Jews. And I don't know why he's not in jail. And I'm wondering where he got his billions of dollars. Also, a certain head of the World Economic Forum, his father was a prominent party member too. And he looks like a villain from a freaking World War II movie.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. I'm just saying this is all true. Stuff you can look up. It's not that hard.
Towards the foothills of the southern Andes, the party arrived at the ranch where Hitler and his party are now hiding. Another document I have here is stating that Hitler is living in an immense German estate in Patagonia. So according to multiple sources, Hitler was moving inland.
Well, it's Patagonia. They're going for the mountains. They're going for a remote area. So what we're looking for is German communities. And
it looks
if you
like the
keep
Alps.
going.
A lot of those.
South
It
America,
does,
you will
doesn't
come
it?
to
Yeah.
What's that?
I said it kind of looks like the Alps.
Yeah, that area does. I was like, but then Argentina really, like, people think, oh, it's South America, therefore it's going to be all like, jungles and beaches and stuff. It's not. It's very
Yeah.
diverse in its flora and fauna. And landscape.
Also, a certain individual, and a prominent member of the party who was examined, and then his body destroyed. So that's great. It was weird because they found that when he was dug up, that he was actually unearthed, and there was red clay, and there's only a few places in the world where you get red clay, and it's definitely not in Europe. It's only in the Americas that you get red clay, and it's prominently in South America. And they're like, that's weird. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it's glitching. I mean, the random fisherman is glitching.
Carlos de Bariloche. Bariloche is the Berlin of Argentina.
Bariloche has long been known as an epicenter for fleeing Nazi war criminals. Nazi intelligence officer Reinhard Kopp, who was wanted for crimes against humanity, died at the age of 86 in Bariloche. And Erich Pribke, captain of the SS police force, lived openly as a schoolteacher here until he was convicted of war crimes in 1996.
Also, Andy says he was a kid. He was actually 14 years old. And to be quite frank, we charge teenagers with murder all the time in the United
Can
States.
I just say something, Ryan, real quick?
Yes.
Where?
Yes, random.
I don't understand why all of a sudden now I'm glitching. It was fun, and now I'm a cat.
Yeah, you are.
But yeah, like, so, and anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I just
No, you're good. You're good at random fisherman / cat lady. Wow, when the face merges.
wait. I'm gonna try to. Jesus. Oh, whatever.
This isn't the kind of place where you have to hide out. The German community there goes way back. It's rooted there. It's the kind of colony that Hitler could feel comfortable, protected.
We're only going to get one shot at it. Some of the people in this area, even today, are not friendly to outsiders.
If that report's right, that we're looking for an immense German-owned estate, Bariloche is a good place to start.
Absolutely.
We need to get people out there right now.
Let's see what we can find.
After World War II, up towards 48, this place became Nazi central.
Following declassified reports of Hitler living in Patagonia on an immense German-owned estate, Tim Kennedy and Gerard Williams begin their investigation in Bariloche, a remote village tucked between the border of Argentina and Chile, which was known to be a stronghold for Nazis on the run.
This place is isolated, it's remote, there's no access. It was protected from the rest of the world.
You don't even realize all the hidden secrets that are here.
They're joined by J.P. Cervantes, a member of the Green Berets. He spent his career protecting high-valued targets. Bob has added him to the team to help navigate this tight-knit German community.
This is not my first time in Bariloche. I was here before training with the Argentine military. According to them, back in the 40s, their primary mission was to guard SS officers that were here. Not only support hiding, but actually protecting it. If you're not from here, they will not tell you anything about it. You just don't come into Bariloche and start asking questions about Nazis.
And this place does look like a small German
came here.
mountain community.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Yep.
It's it doesn't look like something you'd find in Argentina.
Nope.
The end of World War II. So this really is a place of security. This is a refuge. It may all be chocolate shops, Bavarian buildings, but most of these will hide a secret. And that secret, after 70 years, needs to be told.
The team devise a plan to investigate Bariloche.
We'll say at 1600, meet back here.
All right, guys, take care.
Gerard will dig into potential locations of the immense...
Oh my God, Anna has a little bit of light outside. I think you're muted. Oh, I think your mic died.
Oh.
Yeah. I was just saying, I don't think I've ever seen Anna on stream where there was a little bit of light outside. No, still nothing. Yeah, you might have to restart your stuff because it's goofing bad now. All right, we'll see here in a couple minutes. Well, that's goofy.
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes it's StreamYard just doesn't want to cooperate with some of your equipment. I don't know. It picks and chooses randomly who it does it to.
It's German-owned estate, cited in the declassified files.
Muchas gracias.
Tim and JP will investigate Bariloche's points of entry and exit to determine how a high-value target such as Hitler could have been absorbed into this community.
In Special Forces, I help people get from one point to another. First thing I gotta look at all the ports of entry. How am I gonna get transportation in here? So if I wanna move somebody here, of course, I'm gonna use the rail line. You know how a lot of train stations are like in the middle of the town?
Yeah.
This one is in the outskirts.
It's isolated, it's private. If I was gonna be wanting to move somebody in and out, this is how you'd want the train to be located.
So according to this, the first train that came to Bariloche was in 1934.
This has been operational for 11 years before Hitler's escape.
To determine...
Andy says, unrelated, but there are a couple towns in Texas where they speak in amalgamation of German and English with an odd accent. That's actually not that odd, to be honest. Seeing as through Operation Paperclip, we took hundreds upon hundreds. Like I think it's estimated to be around like anywhere like 300 over 300. And that's just an estimation. They think that there's probably more than that.
It's not just that. I mean, there were before that, the Pennsylvania Dutch, which are German because Americans don't know the difference between Dutch and Deutsch. But there are a lot of those, and all around the United States, like in Missouri, Kansas, there are a lot of German descendants that came over like way before the World Wars. Just
yeah,
they still kept kind of a connection to Germany.
Yeah. As an American, when in high school, when I first, again, I've told this story, when I started taking German, I thought it was Deutschland. It's Deutschland.
Yeah.
Yes. And my teacher gave me this look of like, don't say that. It's like, all right, sorry.
But it is still hard to understand those people. Like, I've tried it. Talking to them in their version of German, it's like, holy crap. Like, that's an accent.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah, with the accent and everything. And it's just like, well, I mean, because Portuguese is basically Spanish, but it has such a weird accent to it that most Spanish speaking people are like, it's a little difficult for them to understand because it's just sounds so different the way they say it because of their accent.
Successfully moved to Bariloche from his last suspected location, a U-boat in San Antonio Oeste, 400 miles away. Tim and JP question the station master.
Does this track go all the way to San Antonio Oeste?
Estas vías van hasta el océano, hasta San Antonio Oeste.
Hasta San Antonio Oeste.
¿Sí?
That line has run since 1934.
Y nunca paró,
Were there any private trains, like people that shipped their cargo using their own trains, or any private boxes?
Anteriormente sí. Los Laurence se han criado para eso, para llevar animales, para llevar la lana.
We know that name.
As soon as I hear the word Lausen, I have in my head Lausen from San Antonio Oeste.
Earlier in the investigation, FBI files led the team to Geraldo Lausen, a wealthy German operating a wool empire in Argentina.
Lausen is the central figure in San Antonio Oeste. This is a guy who could do anything he wanted. Hitler'd have to have somebody like a Lausen.
Lausen had been moving wool and people from San Antonio Oeste to Bariloche. All of these dots were absolutely unequivocally supporting each other.
Gerard has arranged a meeting with a local expert on the architecture of Bariloche. He has information on a location that may match the description in the declassified files of an immense German estate in the area. A mysterious property known as the Inalco House.
Buenas tardes. What can you tell me about the house?
Well, the Inalco House is it's kind of a mystery. Everybody talks about it. You know, it was pointed many times as being a place of Nazi meetings, and the legends tells about the whole thing with Hitler's house. You know, it's a kind of a creepy place.
For decades, rumors have swirled in the local area that Hitler himself once took refuge in this remote location. The Inalco House sits in a remote area, miles away from prying eyes. It would have only been accessible by the lake it sits on. 450 acres of dense forest surround 3 sides of it, and 2 islands just offshore make it completely hidden from public view.
So is it possible to get onto the land, to see the house?
Well, it's very, very difficult. There's nobody, it's not you can call a real estate agent that will show you the place or get to the manager. It's like a secrecy around it, you know? The actual location of the house is kind of weird because there weren't even roads, any kind of roads there, you know? You will be trespassing, so you better not go there, you know?
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I think we will go there. I've been doing this story for over 10 years now. A story like this, people are covering up all over the place. And it's actually quite hard work trying to find out what those secrets are and why they're a secret.
It's really, really difficult.
We'll go and have a look anyway.
Yeah, this guy doesn't want them to go. Like, no, don't go.
I think, you know, and I kind of feel like, dude, you kind of come off like a dick. Like, you know, he's trying to tell you that this is an extremely bad idea. Everybody that lives in this city knows that it's a very bad idea. So, yeah. And we're going to find out why, because they do go.
So this is the Inalco House. Got it.
Tim Kennedy, Gerard Williams, and Green Beret J.P. Cervantes, an expert on military operations in Bariloche, go over the intel from the nearby Inalco House. This could be the enormous German estate where the declassified FBI files place Hitler months after he was believed to be dead.
The lot is bought in 1940 by Jorge Antonio, who's the head of Mercedes-Benz in Argentina. Funnily enough, also one of the top Nazis here. The property itself is finished in 45, and then it sort of goes quiet for a decade.
So, 1945, a super rich German, part of the Nazi Party, owns this property.
Yeah. You know, we're not talking about a small property. We're talking a mansion 40 miles away from anywhere with a large farm behind it, which makes them...
Hello again, random fisherman.
Hey.
Oh, no, it's still not working. I don't know why her stuff's not working.
Nope, no idea.
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know. Why is her stuff all goofed up?
Wonder if they did it FOIA. I'm not sure what that is.
What is, I'm not sure what that is there, Andy. FOIA. I don't know.
I'm pretty much self-sufficient.
You know, in Afghanistan with bin Laden, one of the very unique things about his mansion was that it was entirely self-sufficient.
Oh, Freedom of Information Act. Oh, thank you. Now that makes sense. I'm almost kind of like, duh. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Him not needing ever to leave it. This seems to replicate that. If I'm gonna hide a high-value target, this is perfect. So how do we get in here?
That's the big question.
This is not going to be easy in terms of any legal access to it at all.
This is a Green Berets. Like, we go into places behind enemy lines all the time. It's all about having a plan and executing that plan without being detected. All right, we can't gain access from the road. I think one of the clearest ways to get there is to go by the beach.
Okay. We do have to be aware that if there is a caretaker there, we are in Argentina. I know you guys are used to guns around, but he may well be carrying a weapon of some sort.
So we don't,
all I'm saying is
we don't want to get a boat way too close to the house. How about we keep the boat away from the beach, but close enough for you to make a swim there?
Did you like
All right,
mute
so
me?
we have Island 1.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, no, I didn't mute you.
So
No, I was actually trying to see if there's something I could do on my end of why I could see what was going on, but I never hit the mute.
Into the settings on StreamYard, and then I went into my microphone settings, and it said everything was on.
I have no idea because
It
I did
was
not mute.
Clifton. It was you, wasn't it?
I
You
don't even have
hacked me.
admin rights here.
I know
Yeah.
it was you. You hacked me.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
you know,
chat. I'm sorry, my friends.
Germans have to try to, stop people from finding me.
I was about to say, when in doubt, blame the German guy. You're just in time for the boat stuff.
Which is a big island. Say Island 2. My recommendation is you and I on a boat, just fishermen, cruising around, right? Fishing good spots on the backside of this island. Now, line of sight from the house, line of sight's difficult to see anything going through there. I slip into the water and do a surface swim and try to get some photos, slip out of the water, take a camera, and get out of town. I'm trying to understand how feasible it is for this house to hide Hitler. JP and I, we go and assess locations to see if it's suitable for a high-value target all the time. I'm thinking about security measures, about a defense plan, any safe rooms, places to hide him. There's a lot of factors that we have to investigate. We have to get on here. We can't be compromised.
No, we can't. That's why we gotta wear a disguise.
¿Cómo estamos? ¿Todo bien?
With the help of a hired fishing boat, JP and Tim make their way onto an estate that the FBI files suggest may have been a hideout for Adolf Hitler.
So the house should be tucked away a little bit.
And he's just like,
There it is.
no, come on.
I saw something. Can you turn around? Right there.
Yeah, being stubborn right now.
Over there?
Yeah, over here. Slow down a little bit. See it? It's like a little guard shack. If you put a machine gun right there, you can cover this entire body of water, and nothing can get through, right?
The distance, the high ground, that's perfect angle. You can have grazing fire, and you can cover more terrain from there.
If we have someone like Hitler hiding in this house, you start looking at how you're going to control the access and monitor any traffic that is on the lake. You want a guard would give him early warning. That guard post is a perfect place to do it. Let's go a little bit to the left here, to the island.
Y nos vamos por la izquierda de la isla, por favor.
The team position themselves between the islands to shield them as they prepare to infiltrate.
We just got to see if anybody's in there first, and then we'll see how far we can push the pocket.
I'll be watching. I got your back all the way from the boat.
Yeah. Army Special Forces, our patch boasts our capability to land, sea, and air.
All right, we're 50 meters away, Tim.
Any way to get to our objective area, we can get there.
Go.
People have this weird perception of what being stealth is all about. What it's really about is being the slowest thing out there.
Why are you laughing?
I mean, come on, what is he gonna do? Like, not an Olympic race. You're obviously like he's not.
You gotta be slow and methodical.
Be slow.
You have
Of
to be the slowest
course.
thing out there.
Nobody ever played like Assassin's Creed? Gotta be like really slow
no,
and you roll up to.
You just run up from behind and stab them. That's basically.
No, you jump from the roof too.
Yes.
That's easier. But here it just also is funny because it's like it's so like Clifton, you and myself. I would probably be pretending like that dude to be fishing on a fishing boat. And Ryan would be like slowly, and then
I'd be in the water on my back slowly, just like
Clifton would be hiding in that house.
That's funny. Andy says, I'd look for who started ordering schnitzel in 1946. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or asparagus. Didn't they say in one of the earlier episodes that he had asparagus like daily flown
Yeah,
out to him?
fresh asparagus and like bonbons, which
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't yeah.
His pee must have really like looked green.
I think that's probably the
He
least
was
of his problems.
vegan, so I mean,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was different man. Back to being slow.
JP, comms check.
Loud and clear.
All set. I'm gonna move up.
Another thing. This is so dumb. He's literally on a walkie-talkie holding a fishing rod with like camera crews. If somebody would like who goes and films people fishing in that area?
I mean, there are actually, ironically, there are a lot of fishing channels in the U.S. There are channels where people just watch people fish.
Yeah, I know, but they're
it's
next to
goofy.
a property that is well known.
Yeah.
To be so, if there are curators or people or whoever sitting there guards, they'd immediately be like, "This is suspicious."
Oh, it's definitely suspicious. That's why they went behind and kind of
So I
dropped
have
them
to
off behind.
stand in front of the boat with a fishing rod. Like you're not even fishing.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're meant to be the decoy. They're meant.
Brian,
And
Brian
now
muted
Ryan's muted.
himself. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know what in the hell StreamYards is doing today.
I don't know, but our operation isn't really working that well today. So apologies,
Our comms check has failed.
This first building, see if I can get a vantage point where I can see the house without kind of giving myself away.
Roger, be careful. We have to be very careful in how we approach this. We're not in combat. Rules of engagement are completely different. If we are shot at here, we can shoot back.
I don't think you have a gun to shoot back, so.
Roger that.
He said he can't.
Well, I don't think they're allowed to have a firearm. So yeah, you can't. You literally can't.
Yeah, I mean, leave it to the cameraman. Oh, decent
Any
shooting.
activity here at the house. No smoke. There's no lights.
Can't blame comms officer Anna.
Yeah, I mean, never happens with me on Star Trek. Never has.
Actually,
We're just in the middle of nowhere, right? And that's why it's not working.
Yeah,
Why we do walkie-talkies and
somewhere on a boat. Yeah.
It's on. All the doors look buttoned up.
Yeah, I don't see anything from my side either. I mean, it looks like nobody's been here.
Go ahead and send the crew. We'll be clear to come.
What is up there, Wade? Bow down to Anna. I made it to my goal. Nice, dude. Congratulations.
Yay! Well done.
Hey, Wade.
I'm in, guys.
Roger.
With no sign of the caretaker, a single cameraman joins Tim on the shore.
The house. It's gigantic. There's 3 chimneys here, 2 doors.
Because she's a random fisherman.
Yeah.
As you can tell. She's wearing a raincoat and sunglasses. She's incognito.
Yeah, I'm just random. I'm not doing anything. You know, I'm just random fisherman fishing.
Yep.
Nothing suspicious here.
About 15 to 17 windows. To build something like this in the 40s, you have to boat.
Can you pause it for one moment?
Single piece.
And that picture right there, you see buildings up there on the left side.
Yeah.
Why does nobody try to check those out? I mean, they're kind of, obscured with the trees and stuff. Like they could probably get up there and check that out.
Don't they talk about the LA dudes? The guys in LA in the war room, they talk about some buildings or something.
They
Later, they have
there used to be a building behind it, and it's been demolished and basically paved over, and they believe
somebody vacuum cleaning.
Yes, sorry.
It's okay. No, but yeah,
family
you're
members.
right. You're right, Clifton. And there's another thing also that they said, which then you can see on the drone footage, which completely disregards what they said before. I will point it out when it happens.
Vacuum cleaners aside, correct.
It's all right. It's just you breathing through the mask when you're swimming.
All right, that's just never mind. Laugh out loud. This looks made up. It's not, but
These people were powerful, rich, and they wanted privacy. I'm on the lake side of the house.
I got eyes on you.
Yeah, I'm ready. Try to do a little bit more recon.
Roger. I'll be standing by.
Obviously, we got a dock here for boats, but can't even figure out what this is. This thing is crazy sturdy. These beams right here, they're like raised up. Then in between them, you have a whole bunch of super thick, there's like 4-inch thick boards. JP, is Tim? Yeah, I found what I think is a ramp for a seaplane coming right up to the front of this property. This location is completely secluded. But if you're isolated like this, you're gonna come in by boat. It's vulnerable. Everything can see you, but seaplane access is different. It's perfect for a high-value target. You can hook a winch up right there and pull the seaplane in. And the construction of this ramp is so soft.
oh, don't stop now. No.
Stop,
There it goes.
stop. I got movement. I got somebody coming.
I can just imagine the cameraman like, oh, I don't know, this is so silly. It could just be a random person taking a walk. Down the beach, like what? This is silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Never know.
I mean, the cameraman, he could be like behind the trees or something.
Where's the dock? In that drone image right there. I don't see a dock.
It's over. Okay, so it's over off to the side, right? See, look. So this is it's past this. Oh, it's past this direction. So there's a trail that goes this way, and then there's. So yeah, it's over here. The reason that I don't call shenanigans is because the guy's got a gun on his hip, and you're not. They're not. The Argentine government's not going to let you have a firearm.
Maybe they hired an actor.
Maybe. They still have to get a gun though, and it's not like getting a firearm in the U.S.
I mean, from that far away, could be an airsoft.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a lot of experience with guns and with firearms, and I know a lot of countries are really strict about their firearm laws. The United States is the most liberal with theirs. Damn straight, by the way. I know that many of my European friends probably don't understand why Americans are like our firearms so much, but
I love firearms.
Yeah.
Good thing to have. I mean, even if you're just looking at Germany, there's a reason that, you know, the Germans were able to round up all the Jews.
Mm-hmm.
And
shout out to everybody watching on Twitter. Hello, 10 viewers. Whoa, dude, that's
Hi.
awesome.
Thank you.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you one of them?
No, I
Oh.
don't have it open right now.
Oh, I thought Anna was saying she was one of them.
No,
No,
I don't.
well, shout out to everybody watching, but yeah, no, this is the highest viewership we've had.
Cool.
We've doubled the last show, so that's awesome. Thank you, everybody on all platforms.
Cool. Awesome.
Back to making Anna laugh.
I got movement. I got somebody coming out of the house. He's walking towards you.
While investigating the Analco house, which declassified files suggest could have been a hiding place for Adolf Hitler, Tim Kennedy discovers the property is not as vacant as it seems.
Well, I think that one historian guy said it wasn't vacant, right?
Can you see what he's doing?
Yeah, he warned them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he warned him to, like, dude.
It seems like he went back inside the house. I don't see movement, so you should be good to go.
Just hop in the water and we're calling Redwood.
Knowing the caretaker may come back any minute, Tim and the cameraman withdraw from the beach.
The reconnaissance of the Analco house was partially successful. We have a ton of photos.
Andy says, I'm old and not very twittish, not a twit or whatevs, a twit or a twat. Oh, that's very nice, Wade. Look at you being a nice guy. No, Wade's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. He's always so supportive of everybody, which is so awesome. And yes, she is a random fisherman today. So you can just call her Fisherman.
Yeah, I'm not a sweetheart at all. I smell of fish.
Well, that's attractive. It's anybody who's ever cleaned
Clifton. He's on the docks.
He is on the dock.
The fish.
I like fishing.
I actually like fishing too, but you gotta let them go after.
I like
Yeah, you gotta let
them
them go.
and eating them afterwards.
No. Nope.
That's like
You don't eat fish?
I do eat fish, just I don't kill them myself.
Oh, well.
It's okay, I'll show you.
Someone has to.
Shh, I know you like fish too, but you're a cat. Go to the back of the boat.
Wow, this might be one of the first times she's ever talked to her cat on stream. Like, a cat's like, fish? Where? Are you fishing for a cat? Oh, she has a cat. She has a cat.
But there are still significant questions about this house that need to be answered.
Go.
Andy says Anna needs to watch some of the Hannah Baron vids, learn to noodle. Do you guys know what noodling is?
Something to do with fishing.
It's where you catch a catfish with your bare hands. It's called noodling.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
Yeah, usually catfish like to hide underneath like little shelves. So if like you find like a little lip or something like that, you stick your hand in there, and a lot of times they'll bite your hand, and you grab it and you pull it out, so it's like locked onto your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine something like a sturgeon doing that. That would be painful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or are you baiting Dermy with a chip?
No, just no.
Ironically, Dermy is alive, so shout out to that. When he said yesterday, he's like, "I'm alive," and I'm like, "Yeah, I saw the show, dude." Like, whoa.
I think more people were worried about Devil.
Yeah, he was doing the hot stuff. A lot of people don't know that you actually have like little receptors in your stomach, and that's when, and if you too much acid from like a hot sauce can really get to you. I tried a hot sauce one time that my cousin sent me, and I put a bunch of it on a chip, and he's like, I'm not gonna. It's on that show, the YouTube show, Hot Ones or whatever. It's called The Bomb. It's made from it's made from habanero extract, so it's pure Yeah, that hurt my
And
stomach.
your chilies and peppers and hot sauces and everything. But also,
Yeah.
just for those who don't know, Dermy Wormy and Devil Made Me Do It did a 12-hour YouTube and Rumble stream yesterday, and yeah, they were drinking a lot of hot sauce, so they're alive.
Yep.
It's good. It was
Yeah.
great. Check them out.
Andy says, "Don't feed the Dermy." That's true. You'll never get rid of it. So going back to Los Angeles, where nobody ever wants to go.
Anybody that mans that guard tower with a machine gun can protect the entire point of entry or exit.
John Sensich and Bob Bear analyzed the intel collected by Tim Kennedy on his reconnaissance mission of the Analco House.
This is self-contained, out in the middle of nowhere, and having seaplanes come in tells me that they had visitors that they didn't want seen. There's no other explanation. People who have guard towers are heads of state or wanted criminals. You simply do not need guard towers unless something else is going on the property.
Bob and
Put
John
a light
tracked
machine
down
gun in there and you'd
architectural
mow
drawings
anybody
of the
down.
Analco estate.
This is the house facing, going in that direction is the same as the front here.
Yeah, it's facing the lake.
Further back here, probably a flower garden, and then there's another structure back here.
Which looks like a house to me. Normally in places like this, if you have a guest house, you put it off to the side. Or if it's servants' quarters, you put it far away from the house.
That's what I
Why
was
would
thinking you were talking about, Clifton. That house on the, but on the side.
Yeah, so there's this house that they're showing right there, but on that picture from the top, from the drone, you saw more buildings over on the side, over on the left side, hidden between trees and the forest.
Yeah, unless maybe they're just like simple structures, like storage sheds or something. So because they're not that big, they're like maybe a third of the size of a house. So I could see like maybe a couple storage sheds. I don't know. But what's weird is that the quote guest house that's hiding behind the large house, and it's very much hiding unless you fly over and see it with a drone, because they do. It's been demolished. Why would you demolish that?
Yeah,
it's very strange. That so and yeah, there's nothing there. It's just been flattened. They didn't put anything in its place. It's not like they built a garage or they made a water fountain or something. Like ooh, pretty water. I don't know. It's weird.
On an absolutely gorgeous lake like this, take a structure and put it behind another one.
If it's directly behind the principal residence, it can't be seen from the lake. And if it can't be seen from the lake, it can't be seen from anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a principle of a safe house. You do not want to see activity. I think this house is flashing red. And now on top of it, we have a hidden house.
Wade says you didn't get the joke.
No, I'm not catfishing.
Oh.
I got it. Sorry, I was busy with the plans that they were showing. I have a theory though.
Okay, well, let's as soon as we're close to being done, and then we can definitely talk about your theory.
What in God's name is going on here? We have to get in there and figure out what this house is about.
Tim's already
What is up? Speaking of the devil, from Beelzebub, that's still one of my favorite YouTube channel names. It's a great name, and especially because it's the Pornhub logo. Ironically, I didn't know what that was until like 8 years, just like 6 years ago. And I had a coworker tell me, he's like, oh, I'm Pornhub. I'm like, what the hell is that? He's like, you don't know what that is? I'm like, no. Yeah. Anyway, so you guys still haven't found him yet. If he was alive, he'd be like 130 years old. He shouldn't be hard to find. Yeah, it's true.
It's great to see you, Devil.
It's good to see you, man. I'm glad you're not dead. And I would be intrigued on knowing what kind of hot sauce you guys were downing. Because as somebody I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but I just like hot sauce. So I was, kind of like what level you were at. As somebody who's eaten salsa made out of the Carolina Reaper.
Although watching Vets Talking yesterday, didn't they just continue on with drinking?
I'm assuming so. I couldn't make the show, so I haven't had a chance to watch it. I wouldn't be surprised. That's all they do on Saturday nights.
I think Casino was
But he also ate that
finished in the
stupid
first half
chip.
hour.
He
Yeah.
ate that hot chip thing that guy, young guy,
Yeah, the one.
16-year-old passed away from. So guys, don't do that.
Yeah, the one chip
But,
challenge.
yeah, but he said it wasn't very pleasant at all.
No, it's made out of spices from the Carolina Reaper. So, and now there's one hotter made by the same guy because it's splicing the Reaper with like a ghost pepper, and it's called like Pepper X. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah, when we were talking about different peppers. Clifton, how high can you go?
I have no idea what there's.
Yeah, guys, if you're gonna do that, you got to build up a tolerance, man. You got to start from low to and then work your way to the next one. Like before I tried the Carolina Reaper, I tried ghost pepper salsa, habanero. Like, yeah, you got to build up a tolerance, or it'll really mess your stomach up. It irritates your stomach and your stomach lining and your intestines. It's why you don't feel very good the next day when you use the bathroom. So just seriously,
Be careful.
10 years ago, I could probably, like the hotter the better.
Yeah. No,
Now,
I still use a lot of hot sauce, but I don't nothing that insanity. But there was a time, there was like a kick of like, I don't know, 8 months that I was eating that stuff pretty regularly, and everybody thought I was insane.
I was making chili a lot of chili.
Yeah, save yourself the trouble. Just don't do it. Don't mess with that stuff, guys. Just don't do it. I think my stupidity days of those are behind me.
A potential confrontation with a caretaker.
So shout out to Devil, who's older than me for doing it.
We cannot send a whole crew in there. We're going to be caught.
I think we need to send in only one person to minimize the risk.
And that's Cervantes. I mean, he's been down there. He speaks Spanish. Let's do this incrementally. First thing we should do is send in initial reconnaissance.
See if the caretaker or if there's any other security personnel in the area.
Then fly a drone over the place. We have to absolutely see what is in that rear house, what it was for. Let's see what they can find.
Yeah. Jalapenos are very good on like pizza and stuff.
Jalapenos are the best. You can put them in
Nachos.
anything.
Oh, absolutely.
I got my
Burgers.
boat pack lunch right here with jalapenos for later. So
Nice.
I come prepared for my recon missions.
I just brought MRE, so God, have any of you guys ever eaten an MRE?
You told us about it on Star Trek. Sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's not great. And if you eat these a couple days in a row, you're kind of stopped up for a week. So yeah,
you don't like the meatloaf?
Yeah. I don't know about that. Yeah.
Si puede un poquito, por favor.
JP Cervantes returns to the Analco house to investigate further. But first, he needs to plan his approach.
That looks miserable.
Here on the left side.
As somebody who's done that in
As I was
the winter,
observing today,
ugh.
I was there for hours. I don't see any movement. So I decide to approach the house. I go into another beach 1 kilometer away from the house. Lentecito, lentecito. Perfecto, Nacho. To mask my movement from the house.
JP uses a state-of-the-art surveillance drone equipped with a high-resolution camera to investigate the unknown structure that the team identified.
You know, the only thing I kind of took a little bit of issue with that, anybody who's ever used a drone, they are loud. So, I mean, I know it's like raining and snowing, so it's going to help mask it a little bit. It's kind of like sleet, but those things are super loud. Yeah, you'd have to get probably at least 50 feet or more off above the house to try to make sure it masks the sound, because they're not quiet. So,
yeah, but I mean, granted, I don't know how high this guy goes with his drone, so
I can make a guesstimation. All right.
On the Inalco blueprints.
This drone's an amazing system. We can see everything you want. I'm more interested in what's in the back, where that other building's supposed to be.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
I am looking at the ground. There's supposed to be a house or a structure here. Nothing out there. That's a surprise. There's something strange here.
To investigate the ground where this unknown structure is believed to be located, JP uses the cover of the forest to circle around to the back of the estate.
Not sure. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, there's something that's something that's like loose that I don't know. For some reason, it cuts my mic out. It seems to, I don't know. Anyway, all right. So we stumbled on something interesting.
Yep, definitely.
Around to the back of the estate.
That's a ventilation shaft.
Some kind of ventilation shaft. What is even more weird is that it's away from the house. You know, it's like hiding here. Air is going somewhere. Obviously, it's underground.
You don't use ventilation shafts for let's say just a basement, any random basement. You use it for basically what's used as like a large underground bunker, so you can have airflow from one end to the other.
She's no longer hiding.
Down there.
No. Oh no.
You're muted.
You're muted, I
I'm
think.
here. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Give me 1 second, please. Go ahead.
Was it getting pretty warm in that jacket?
Yeah, I know. It was.
Yeah, I was about to say it didn't look comfortable, to be honest, because you had like all over your head and everything.
No, it also makes like that mesh sound when you move around.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you make of this, man? Check it out. This really caught my attention.
I mean, that looks to me to be a vent.
Tim and JP review the images from their reconnaissance mission of the Anarcho house. Declassified files place Hitler at the location, months after he was believed to be dead.
Where did you come across this vent?
Hold on, let me pull it up.
That's the back. There's supposed to be a house right here.
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
See this? So that's like sunk, you know, is that maybe a collapsed subterranean area? I mean, anytime you have a principal, you're always going to have that safe room, right? It's going to be defensible.
Right.
Putting a guy in a bunker underneath a house like this, he could be perfectly safe and secure.
Yeah.
If there is ventilation shafts, there has to be some hidden bunker there. We have to go back and do our due diligence to research and investigate this location. We have something we need to go put ground proof on, have to put our eyes on it, need to figure out what it is.
Under the cover of darkness, Tim and JP return to the house to investigate the air vent they suspect could lead to a potential subterranean bunker.
Man, I think it's just a little bit here.
They use a low...
Come on. We're almost there.
spectrum red light to
you
limit
go.
their chances of detection. The light registers at 1/10 of the intensity of white light to the human eye at night.
I mean, we know you have enough flashlights. Do you have any of those red lights?
It's not that hard to make a red light.
No?
Yep. It's actually pretty easy to make a red light in an emergency situation. I don't know why the voice. Yeah, so no, it's red lights are more for like, when you don't want to be found. Wade says, where's the...
Exactly. Wait. Oh my God. I was gonna make this point. They went in during the day. There's a guy with a gun walking around the beach, and they're all being stealth. And now they're like waving their red flashlights around during the night, right next to the house.
As somebody who's used red light, it is extremely difficult to detect in the dark.
I'm sorry, but if it's such like a special secretive place, they would detect it.
Well, from what we've kind of gathered now, so they watched that when they went back the second time, they watched the house for an extended period of time. Now we didn't see that, right? But he alluded to the fact that they were there all day and they didn't see any sign of this caretaker or whoever this guy is that came out. So maybe it's something that he's not there all the time. I don't know. And then that's why they decided
They
to
just
approach.
chloroformed him and
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just, well, you know, Tim Kennedy's a sniper, so they just sat on the other side of the lake and they just popped him. It's
Yeah.
kind of like watching a melon explode.
Yeah, but you can't play that on TV.
On the History
No,
Channel.
yeah, you
No.
can't play it on the History Channel or on any channel at all because international laws.
Yeah.
Somewhere over here. Keep your eyes open to the left. Here we go. Right here. See it? Right there.
Yeah, got it.
Let me go ahead and get the snake out.
This microfiber optic camera is less than an inch in diameter and equipped with a 100-foot cable, allowing them to look through the grates of the air vent to uncover what may lie in the darkness deep below.
It's like a small camera at the end of a lens that has its own light source. You can bend it and get it up inside of crevices, nooks, crannies, under doors. In this case, down what we think is a ventilation pipe.
Yeah, like when you get a colonoscopy.
That's one way to think about it. I've never had a colonoscopy. Have you?
Nope, neither have I.
So, but yeah, Andy says rose-colored glasses. They could find the chip in Dermy. Oh, I didn't need that, dude. Like, come on, man. Wade, let's keep it above board, bro. That's when it comes to the Dermy, it's always too far.
Connected.
I still can't believe he nared his chest. That doofus.
That was not the worst of it.
No, I know.
Brian.
I
That
know.
was
He
not-
wrote names. He wrote on his chest. Like, yeah, I know.
But did you see when he stood up and turned around?
The booty shorts?
No, he actually showed his butt.
The
Did he?
Grand Canyon.
Oh. No, I didn't see the Grand Canyon. Thank God I didn't see the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Burnt in my brain.
Of course, I haven't finished the stream. There's still like an hour and a half left or something like that, or 2 hours left. So it's a long show.
I'm in. There we go. Now. Are you getting that?
Yeah, I see it.
See that?
Yeah. Looks like there's a piece of metal support going across. You know, maybe a rebar. This is solid rebar. Why the hell do you have 3/4 inch thick rebar out in the middle of nowhere?
I think about the bottom too.
This absolutely is something significant structure. Maybe even a subterranean hidden bunker.
It looks like rubble down there.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
It
fair
looks
point.
like it's been either collapsed or destroyed. Whoever lived there, they're trying to cover their tracks.
Yeah, it's super strange.
Next time on Hunting Hitler.
She had some serious money, a lot of money. And most importantly, she was a Nazi.
Can she remember how long Hitler stayed in Falda?
Between 9 and 10 days after the Second World War.
It's confirmation that Hitler didn't die in the bunker in 1945.
Are you aware of anything planned into the hotel to protect important people?
Tunnels.
If we find evidence that there were tunnels here, Hitler really could have operated out of this hotel.
Savage just fell in.
Páralo ahí un momento.
1947 comes along, and all of a sudden, Hitler is back on the radar.
I have nothing.
I have something right here.
I have
Turning
nothing.
a page and seeing the exact words that are in an FBI file takes your breath away for a second.
Yeah, it's definitely it. He was here.
Next time on Hunting Hitler.
Yeah.
All right. What's your theory, Anna?
Okay, so my theory is that there definitely did live somebody in that building that was built for the purposes of housing or holding or hiding some
Mhm.
former high profile Nazi. I don't know if it was Hitler, but one thing that I did look up is so they were saying that in what was the name of the town? Bariloche. The one that's down south, where people were claiming to witness Hitler after the end of the war, is only 1 hour and 30 minutes by car away from this house, which is more up north.
Mm-hmm. I mean, unless they cleared out the trees, though, because that house is
No,
hard to get
there's
to.
a road there. There's literally, when they're showing, like, there's like a dirt road that leads to the house, and then there's a normal road that goes from the city of Bariloche up to, and this was bad. This wasn't just recently built; it was
To
there.
the Analco house. I mean, I would imagine there's a road.
And also, Bariloche is right on the western coast of that group of lakes, and you can easily go by boat. You don't even need to take a car. You can just by boat, which probably would be faster, I guess, than going through the terrain and everything. Just go up north, and then you're at that house.
And he says, I need to see Tuvok yelling, "We ain't found shit." I'll try to see if I can find that clip for next time. Also, again, shout out to the most viewers that we even hit a new high at 21 viewers. That's pretty awesome, man. Especially since this show is not very old. And it's kind of at a, this is only episode 6, so we've only done this 6 times. Yeah, awesome. Appreciate you guys being here. So we got to go. Anna's got to go. So Clifton, go.
Yeah, later today. Is it 4 p.m. PT time? With the whole time switching.
So what is it again? GMT, Anna? It's 5. No.
GMT is 10.
It's 10. So subtract 7.
GMT.
So subtract 7. And you get Mountain Time. So it's going to be 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
Go check out all our Twitters, and the link will be on there, and the times and everything. And thank you, everybody, for joining. It was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed our hunt.
Yes, indeed. Feed the needy. All right. So with that, we'll see you guys in a couple of literally in a couple hours. So see you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys.
Take care.